Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Ricardo of the Code 7 Podcast Network, and this is going to be Open Mic Live. It is January 28th, 2021, and we're about to get started here. As always, we're going to start with a word from our sponsors.
InDigital is on a mission to improve the 911 industry. Our goal is to create something better to go above and beyond the current standards. Our passion for creating the most advanced, well-designed solutions led to our position as an industry leader in next-gen core services. For the millions of calls processed over our emergency IP networks, to our Text for 911 solution, Texty, to our disaster recovery and backup solution, Mevo, it's easy to see we love what we do. For more information, check us out at www.indigital.net.
Rapid Deploy believes that every public safety agency, regardless of size, should have access to the data they need when it matters most. That's why since 2016, our mission has been to reduce emergency response times and improve public safety. We are the industry's only integrated emergency response platform. Our web-based cloud platform includes analytics, mapping, dispatch, and mobile apps, purpose-built for 911 in the 21st century. Visit www.rapiddeploy.com to learn how we enable effective, efficient, data-driven emergency response.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Hey, what is going on? Once again, this is Ricardo of the Code 7 Podcast Network, and this is going to be a little bit different. I am currently in Florida. I'm out in the Sarasota area. I've been here this week working with the Denise Amber Lee Foundation. We are buttoning up a lot of things for the Be the Difference conference. It's coming up here really soon. It's just about a week or so away now, and man, it's moving fast. It is moving very fast, and this is kind of a weird angle, so I'm going to keep turning and looking back and turning. And I've got this little light here. Like I said, I'm here in Florida. I'm here in my hotel room doing this. I posted up a picture that that showed my little mobile setup. I had my iPad and a game controller. So, yeah, we've got all of that going on. And I see everybody jumping in here. This live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. And like I said, it is Thursday, as we do all the time. How are you feeling? How are you doing this week? I am at a 10, man. Today was an amazing day. It was very, very fun, very productive. We got a lot of things done, and I am very excited for Be the Difference. It is going to be so good. Be the Difference 2021. And as I was asking how you are all feeling, what are your numbers? What are your numbers right now? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, of course, and then 10 being awesome, like me. Like I said, I'm at a 10. What number are you at? I want to see what number you're at. how you're feeling. Doug is at an 8-ish. What is going on, brother? You know, Doug, I was talking to Karen this week, Karen with Rapid SOS, and I was telling her about how I came in contact with Nate and how so many with Nathan and how so many people I guess that I still work with today that I met at the 2013 national conference, and I was telling her about the documentary that we were in called Hotline, which was awesome. So just had to throw that out there. So Doug is at an 8. So we got Tay at a 7, Kelsey almost a 9. Excellent. David a 6, Heather Brown 7.867. Okay. That's good. James is at a 9, and Amanda's a 7-ish, still recovering from the COVID vaccine. How many of you are recovering from this vaccine? It looks like there's a few people here. Gary is at a 7 so far, got second dose today. All right, awesome. No, third arms, no 4 eyes or anything like that. I just say that because some people have been posting that. They're like, I got my shot, and so far so good. No third leg, no fourth arm, none of that. So good stuff. Very good. Let's see. Homegirl Erica here is at a 10. Very nice. I like that. David at a 5309. Is that your number? Or let's see. I'll be at a 10 when I get to Florida on Saturday. There you go. It is pretty nice here, man. It's some nice ass weather, but tomorrow I fly back home and I'm going back to some cold ass weather and snow and everything. So yeah, it's nice here though, for sure. Good. So we got everybody at some pretty good numbers. This is good. This is really good. We're going to have some fun. If this is your first time at Open Mic Live, please throw that in the comments as well. What we do on Open Mic Live is we share a bunch of funny 911 stories. And today I'm going to introduce a new segment that we're going to start doing weekly here. And it's going to be fun. I'm going to post up an image here in a little bit and go through that. But I posted episode 365, which was with Laura, and she was out of New Zealand. And excellent episode. If you've not had a chance to check that out, please make sure to check that one out. That is a very good one. I have episode 366 that's going to be coming up here pretty soon for patrons. And again, thank you to all the patrons and all of you who watch, support, listen, share, all of that good stuff. Thank you. And Tay, first time here. Awesome. Excellent. Get ready because we've got some shit that goes down during this time. Some pretty funny stories that end up coming in. So if any of you have any funny 911 stories that that you want to share, throw them into the comments and I will go ahead and read those there. So we'll get to that here in just one moment. I just, as I mentioned before, we've got the Be the Difference conference that's coming up here. If you have not registered for that, please make sure to do so. We are just a few hundred away from 2,000 attendees. Woo! That is amazing. Good stuff. There is going to be hours worth of sessions from amazing speakers and leaders in tech, mental health and wellness, training, all of it. So make sure to register. If you can't attend live, register anyway, because you can go back and you can watch 24/7 on your time. So I'm just going to put this in the comments here, and I've added that link. Go to it, register, and I want to also mention a few things that are coming up before we get to some of these funny stories here, because this is the moment that I have to share it. So I want to make sure to share it. Over North Carolina, Public Safety Communications Conference, they have partnered with Within the Trenches Media. We'll be doing their virtual event. Their call for papers is out there. Please make sure if you have a session that you want to get out there, please do so and hit up their survey. I'm going to put that here as well. If you got a session, hit them up and be a part of the virtual conference. It is going to be excellent. There is also Iowa NINA and Iowa APCO that is partnered with Within Trenches Media as well. Virginia. And let me see. There are actually a few others that are popping up as well. Kansas APCO as well has partnered up with Within Trenches Media. We'll be doing their virtual conferences. Make sure to look out for all that information when it comes in. It is going to be excellent. And I'm just happy to have the opportunity to be able to do this. And then, of course, if you have any sessions for June, I know it's a ways away, but it's going to come fast. And this next one here that I'm putting into the comments, this is going to be for the call for papers for Dare to Be Great 3, which will be June 7th through the 10th. I have locked in my 3 keynote speakers, and I will be announcing who they are soon. But I just locked in the 3rd one today, and holy hell. Yes, very, very excited for it. And man, I'm gonna have to keep it to myself for now. Only a couple people know. But it's gonna be good. I am very, very, very excited. So that'll be coming up soon. Once again, if you have any funny 911 stories, please throw them into the comments and I will go ahead and read those. And I'm going to go ahead and just start with this new segment. So there was something that I've done this before, and I know there's pages that have done this, other pages that have done this as well, but this is something that I've done where I would throw a funny picture up onto the podcast page and just ask people to dispatch it. Oh, let me see here. Oh, we got one that's in. So before I get to the segment, let me read this. Let's see. It says, had a burglar of a residence where the owner said she just came back from vacation to her home trashed. The officer gets on scene. Air restricted for building search. Officer states, resume normal air. The suspect is deceased. What? Turns out the suspect was a duck. What? Wait a minute. Turns out the suspect was a duck that somehow snapped its neck attempting to flee the scene. What? Oh, no way. Okay, that's pretty crazy. and this is what this is, man. The funny shit that happens in 911, but also the odd and outrageous, like this. What? That's crazy, man. Wow. I'm like picturing stuff in my head, like what was going on with them while this was all going on, right? So any calls that you have, funny calls, outrageous, stuff like this. It was the funniest thing heard over the air. I can just imagine being in there, holding the air. Everyone's kind of freaking out as to what's going on, right? Because when you get into those situations, and for us, holding the air was code 7, and when that happens, the adrenaline is way up here, and just waiting, right? You're just waiting for something to happen. And then, to end up getting something like this. Let's see. Tay goes on to say, we had K9 and Air 1 responding. Oh, no. Shar says, can't even make that up. Nope. Oh, shit. Yeah. Nope. You cannot make that up at all. So the segment, I would put a funny image out there, okay? And I would ask people to either caption it or dispatch it. And, would have a bunch of funny comments. So I wanted to do that segment again, but make it something weekly where I would share the image in the beginning of the week. This week I did it on Tuesday because I was traveling. So I put it out there and I asked people to put a funny dispatch or something to it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the image on the screen every week for open mic. And if you have any funny images that you want to submit to have people caption as well, or dispatch rather, send them in to wttpodcast@gmail.com. And I'll throw that up here really quick. If you have any images or anything that are funny, that would have, funny dispatches and stuff like that, send the images out there to wttpodcast@gmail.com. I'll put it out there in the beginning of the week. And then when we get to Thursday for Open Mic Live, sometime during the broadcast, we will do the segment and I will read off some of the comments that were sent in. So this could be fun. Something that I want to start doing weekly to have, a bunch more stories and content and everything to come from it. But again, like this one here with this duck, yeah. If you have any calls, throw them in the comments. I read them, and sometimes the stories get a little risque, and sometimes I have family who is on in the audience watching as well, commenting. My mom, for instance, will be on sometimes. And I'll be saying some funny, crazy shit. And you'll see her name pop up and she's like, hola. Just like, hello. Oh, man. Okay, it says, don't get me started on the daredevil dog that left blood trails going down the side of its home. What? He apparently thought he could fly out a second-story window. After its owners was driving away, owner took him to the vet without alerting the neighbors. And we get calls galore for a potential murder scene. Oh, no. Can you imagine that? Like, not people passing by, not knowing, that this happened with this dog. And then, they take it to the vet to, and then people going, it's just like Halloween, right? During Halloween, you see in the news and stuff that the Halloween decorations were so real that people get called on. It's kind of like this. Dog ended up, that happened to the dog. They got taken to the vet and bam, everything that was left over, people thought there was some shit going down. Ooh, yeah. Oh my Lord. Let's see. We got one here. It says attempted suicide. Patient was hemorrhaging. Responding units wanted to know method, medication, or weapon. RP hesitates and advises weapon. Later found out it was a vibrator. And then it goes on to say, I will leave the rest to your imagination. So I wasn't expecting that at all. This is why I need to read some of these. I was the person in dispatch when I was in dispatch that, I didn't read the BOLs all the time when they came out, and I would be left with something like this, where I'm like, what? and yeah, and Heather here says speechless. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, dude. That's like what was that show, 1001 Ways to Die or something like that? There's all these crazy things that, whoa. Let's see, Tay says it lasted for 2 days. The owner didn't clean the blood for 2 days. The owner didn't clean the blood for 2 days? What the hell? I mean, okay, so hold on a minute. Did your officers end up going out there eventually, or did somebody call and say, hey, you need to clean this shit up because we're getting phone calls that there might be a murder at your house or something? Like, can you clean this up? It's not like shit stains or anything in your underwear. Like, you need to clean this up. It's on the side of your house and causing problems. These aren't moose tracks. Oh man. That's pretty crazy. Like, come on. Clean the streaks. Oh man. Let's see. I got one here that says, I I once was on a call for nude subjects running down the street. One of the subjects was transgender, and my caller said they have the top. What? Took a minute to try to put an appropriate comment in the call. What did you say? Because, I mean, okay, so sometimes people will just type into the narrative exactly what the caller says, right? And then it's up to the person on the radio giving it out to either say it verbatim or make something up. I can't even imagine how that one went down. Oh, that's gnarly right there. Let's see. I too like to live life on the edge and be surprised as I'm reading it. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Okay, good. I'm not the only one. I think we've gone through this before, but let's go through here and say, like, how many of you live on the edge and don't read your BOLs, and you just put it out there like, fuck it. You just do it. Let's see. Natalie says, I eventually bit the bullet and put it in. Oh, that's good. But how did the person read it? Like, were they PC about it, or did they read it verbatim? Tay, I live on the edge. Okay, how many more of you live on the edge? So far, it's Melissa, Tay, and I. David. Let's see. So it looks like there are a few of you in here who like to live on the edge and just boom, just go to town. Why is that? Let's see. Erica, the same way. I live on the edge. Everyone, it looks like everyone so far just lives on the edge, man. I don't know why it is. I think it's because we get so in the mix when we're on radios, right? Because radios is so it's up there, you know, adrenaline is going and everything, and you're so focused on everything that's going on, and you're going from call to call to call to call when it's busy, right? You end up getting that BOL and you just go to it because you're going through that flow, and then you start reading it and you're like, Central be en route to a subject who has his oh. That's what I would do. I mean, sometimes I would chuckle on the radio because I would mess up and I'd be like, well, mess that one up. And then, or I would just say, hold on, let me try that again. And then I would read it again. Luckily, it was never on, you know, like something crazy that was going on. It was usually something like funny or outrageous, or I don't know, an animal that was running in the middle of the highway, and it wasn't anything like way up there. Let's see. Oh, hold on a minute. Let me look in here. Let's see. Marty says, I don't intentionally live on the edge, but trying to expedite giving it out. See, so there you, that's what it, yeah, that's gotta be it. So Kelsey says, I like to be just as surprised as my units by what comes out of my mouth. Oh, I like that. Natalie says, gotta make it fun. Yeah, that's right. You gotta make it fun, because sometimes, you know, there's shit that's going down and we can't control everything. So obviously, because we can't even get the right shit out sometimes. Let's see. Heather says, just read it and dispatched the FD for the smell of farts the other day. What? Heather says, an odor investigation is an odor investigation. Yeah, you're right. Shar says, OMG, as FD, I can't imagine the response to that dispatch. Sherry says, sometimes it's fun to put crazy wording in a call and just sit back and wait for that dispatcher to give it out while I'm chuckling in the background. I would have loved to have worked with every single one of you because we would be giving each other so much shit while while dispatching and stuff. Man, when the shit hits the fan, we would be working like a well-oiled machine. But when there's a little bit of downtime, we would be giving each other shit. I can just tell. Oh man, I'm already making my eyes water. Holy crap. Whew. Let's see. Kelsey says, we had a large truck lose a very large quantity of chicken shit on the highway. It was hard not to say shit on the radio. You chicken shit. Oh, that is funny. Even people calling in said, there is shit all over the road. All over it. Oh, my mom is on. Hi, Mom. Tay says, oh my God, yes, dying of laughter. I love to put verbatim comments. Oh, man. So this is the point sometimes when some of the stories end up getting pretty risque sometimes, because now my mom is on. My mom, see, people are saying hi to my mama already. Oh, man. Well, this is going to be fun. It's been fun already. This is good. I love it when we when we start out and we're immediately like, what? Huh? Oh, shit. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So while you're throwing other stories in there, I want to throw this picture up on the screen so that you can say it. Oh, my eldest son is on here as well. What's going on, Mijo? He says, why is there shit on the road? I got to rewatch the whole thing. I just got out of work. It was for a call. It was for a call that someone sent in. Kelsey said that they had a large truck that lost a very large quantity of chicken shit on the highway. So there you go, Richie. That's what it is. So my mom and my eldest son are on right now. Oh, this is gonna be good. So let's see. For those who are in here, so that's my mom, and that's my son. Oh man, it's so crazy. Okay, let me put this image here up on the screen. Okay, so this is the first post for Dispatch This, a weekly segment that we're going to be doing on Open Mic Live, where, again, funny images that I'm going to be posting earlier in the week. And if you have one that you want to submit so that we can get a bunch of comments and read them on here, send them out to wttpodcast@gmail.com. So this is an image that my homegirl Erica found and submitted in. And this is it right here, right? So I ended up posting this and I wanted people to dispatch it. How would you dispatch this? Like in a funny way, some funny stuff that you would put there. So let me put this, or let me read off of my iPad here, because I've got two different screens up so I can do this. So, all right, dispatch this. Here we go. And also, if you have any dispatches that you want to say on the fly, please throw them into the comments. But we're going to go ahead and start this here. So one of the ones that came in says, units responding, complainant is in a late model Subaru reporting indecent exposure of a small four-door sedan. I like that one. That was good. Let's see. Another person ended up writing in saying, I would so want to go with generic parking complaint for the element of surprise, but civil dispute over creative ingenuity. Yep. I like that one too. Okay, hold on. I'm going to keep this on here. There's a couple of stories that have come in here. I'm going to try to go back and forth. Let's see. Melissa says the town officers were doing a checking station and were chatting while waiting for another car to come along. One officer happened to have a hot mic. And the following question is, what came over the radio? So are you, oh no, are you for real? The answer was no, and we were dying laughing when we called to let the officers know one of them had a hot mic. It's not the only thing that was hot. Jennifer says, had a lady flip her minivan while transporting passion party supplies to a party. Let's just say the debris was vibrating all over the roadway. The firemen were very busy with debris removal. No way. Oh, that sucks. There's nothing I could say that makes that better. Okay, I'm going to retreat. Let's see. Units for a traffic parking problem. Vehicle reported to have a major gangster lean. Oh, man. Vehicle is a small four-door sedan. I can't. That was an excellent one. Well done. Let's see. Cars bad touching in the parking lot. Bad touching. Ooh, oh man. Okay. Another person had sent one in saying, obviously a social distance violation. Another one came in that says, be en route to a car attempting to illegally cuddle with two legally parked cars. This is why I wanted to do this, because I knew that you all would have some good stuff to put in there. And the gangster lean. That was so good. Oh man. Let's see. Someone else sent one in saying 1063 parking problem. RP only said like a glove, then disconnected. Can you imagine that, getting that call and just hearing someone say like a glove? And you're like, okay, they hung up. We're going to have to send somebody out there, especially if you have the location, of course, and then get out there and find this picture or find this setup like this. Like, damn, how is that even possible? Let's see. Signal 2 1092 Walmart parking lot complaint of vehicle parked over multiple spots and vehicles. Another person says, you'll be looking for a blue ellipsis, like ... It should be fairly obvious. Let's see. Another one that said, respond to a parking complaint. Caller advised hearing the driver of the suspect vehicle saying, I'm just going to squeeze in right here. Caller advised, you can't miss it. Oh man. And there was another one that came in. I think it was right before I went live for this. And it said, respond to parking complaint at ABC parking lot. It will be the 3 sedan sandwich with the middle vehicle in a vertically cattywampus position. Oh man. Well done. Well done, everyone. Well done. That was good stuff. Tim here says, I bet the 4-door had farmer's insurance. What? Heather says, we sent FD out to a goose stuck in the ice in the river the other day. After they suited up, they used all of their ice rescue training only to make it to the middle of the river and find a decoy. Oh man, I hope someone has video of that somewhere, because that is pretty awesome. So I want to thank everyone for sending in your comments for Dispatch This. Again, this is going to be a weekly segment that we do on Open Mic, and I'm going to try to put the images out there on social media on Mondays, so that we have way more time to get more and more dispatches, because this is fun. All of this has been fun. So thank you all for putting these out there. See, Melissa says, parking complaint at Walmart, caller advised, you can't miss it, followed by several expletives. I like it. Okay, I'm going to remove this. That was good stuff. Good. Again, thank you all so very much for participating in the first Dispatch This for Open Mic Live. Again, a weekly segment that we're going to be doing with these images. People are going to be commenting their funny dispatches or even BOLs, and I will pull up those images every Thursday and put it out there for all of you to respond to. Let's see. Sherry here says, we used to have a list of driver's license numbers that we would have officers ask the trainees to run and wait for them to read them back. Okay. Let me start again, because as soon as I saw the first name, that's what made me bust up. Oh man. The first one sounds like a business or something. We used to have a list of driver's license numbers that we would have officers ask the trainees to run and wait for them to read them back. Precious Peters. Hung Low. And some really long names, etc. How for those who are watching right now, how many of you have done the same thing? How many of you have certain names like this that that you end up saving so that people can read them off of there? Tay says, Precious Peters Passion Party. I wonder if there's a relation. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it is related somehow. Let's see. Tim says, we had a long list. A long list? Like, are you making a joke? Like the Hung Low? Precious Peters. That is so funny, man. Like that. What the hell? That. Jeez. Let's see. Jennifer says, had the fire department respond to an MVA in a ditch. When the department got on scene, four naked individuals walked out from the woods with minor cuts and bruises. Man, they got rough. I'm guessing we were holding the call and they decided to have a foursome in the woods. That was very recent. Dude. Jeez. Yeah, like, what? So they crashed. And it took a little while for people to get out there, and then they all come out and just butt-ass naked, like, hey, what's going on? Kind of got a little tired of waiting, and, went to the woods. what happened? Like, so did fire or PD or anyone ask, like, what the hell was going on? Like, because right away they're gonna say you need medical attention. Like, nah, we just got some minor cuts and bruises, Tay says must have been New Year's waiting for them. Oh man. Yeah, something dropped for sure. Oh man, that is crazy. Heather says they were trying, and they were just staying warm. Yeah, I mean, that's possible as well. Shar says apparently you took the call for so maybe this is all related. the Precious Peter's passion party crash that ended up in the woods with scrapes and bruises afterwards. Oh man. Okay, Kelsey, you're on here. How many hashtags is that to go into the word cloud? For those who are new to Open Mic Live, we have a word cloud that we've been building in this group, in this community that comes together every Thursday to to share these funny stories in situations, outrageous calls, and all this other stuff. And I'm sure everything on there has been added into the word cloud. This is crazy. Let's see. Jennifer says the lady that rolled her van was so embarrassed that she told the firemen to take what they wanted. What? I don't even know where to go with that one. Oh, good Lord. Tim says they stopped to pick up debris that the FD missed. Tay says Precious Peter's passion party transcending city state limits. Stay tuned next week to see where they'll end up next. Oh man, this is crazy. There was happy wives that night. I guess so, man. I guess so. Firefighters, all types of things. Passion party, woods, bruises and cuts. Again, shit got rough. Oh my Lord. This is, you can't see really, but my ears are like hot. Oh man, from laughing and everything. This is crazy. If you have any stories, any funny stories or anything that you want to add into the comments, please do so. And I will read them, because that's what Open Mic Live is all about. We are taking about an hour out of our lives to forget about the bullshit that's going on in the world and just hang out and talk and share these stories. These also, adding to it as a scenario or, just anything like that. Sherry says hung low, trailing behind. You know what's crazy? I told you guys I'm at a hotel. So I don't know who is on either side of me, but if you can hear me, I apologize. They're going to end up kicking me out of here. Jennifer says, had a woman lock herself in her own car the other day. She called 911 for this. I had to remind her about her manual locks. You'd be surprised how many people call for that. Because they get flustered enough that, people forget they're in that moment of just panic. And I think a lot of times that is why people call, because they're just in panic mode and they call dispatch because you guys are awesome. That's their emergency at the moment. and that's what we do, right? Let's see. Tay says, I had a call where a female called for having a foreign body object. EMS. Let's see. It turns out it was the husband who had the. Oh no. Someone may or may not have sent. No way. I can't even imagine. So there's some stuff that that we hear that I wonder sometimes as a paramedic when people go out, or officers, anyone out there in the field, when they go out there, how do you process that? Like you go out there and you see or hear what's happening, and then it's just, because I think that's how I would be. Like, of course I would help the person. I would, we would help because that's what we do. But, I would have that reaction of, huh? Like, for real? Oh, man. Let's see. So I had an Asian man call and say that he wanted to make a report of assault. He said, I'll pay someone. I don't even want to read that. I'll pay someone to spank me. Oh, he paid someone to spank him, and the person spanked him too hard. Okay. So Sandy, where did you go with that? Like, what did you say? Were you like, all right, no, don't worry, we'll get somebody out there to you. Do you need any medical attention? Are you okay? Because I mean, when a call like that comes in, right? Like you have to go through your questions and your protocols, and no matter how outrageous it is, right? you have to go through all that line of questioning, and then afterwards play it back because you can't make that stuff up. Oh, let's see. Oh, hold on a minute here. Oh, there's so many that are coming in now. Hold on a minute. Hold on. All right, got one here that says, funny partner moment. One time a partner left out the first O in countdown when saying a suspect was going to be in the countdown room. I'm not going to say it. When I was dispatching the call, I came across the misspelled word and my brain could not process the word. I just went, and then unkeyed. Dude, I would have done the same thing. Like I would have seen it, and I'm sure my partners would have looked at me and been like, dude, are you stroking out? Because I would go, oh man. Let's see. Philip here says, I would be a terrible EMS because I would just laugh in some people's faces. Sandy says, I told him that. What? Did he got what he paid for? Oh, that he got more than what he paid for. I mean, I don't know. Monica says, lady called in 6 times one night shift because every time she went outside, her neighbor would call her a bitch. Partner's response was, well, are you? Oh no. Oh man. That Shar says, lesson learned. My daughter just looked over and said, Mom, what are you watching? Yes, this is definitely not a kid's show. Oh, geez. Jennifer says, one of my personal favorites was someone who called and it went like this. I know this is not an emergency, but there was a person in a giant monkey suit running down the road, humping all the fire hydrants. I had to hold back my laughing as best I could. Turns out he was right. When I sent the police there, there was a kid in a monkey costume humping every hydrant he came across. No way. I'm sorry. I can just hear that person calling that in too. You know, just ringing 911, where's your emergency? You know, I know this is not an emergency, but there's a person in a giant monkey suit running down the road humping all the fire hydrants. And then being the person on the other line, like, okay, we'll get somebody out there. Oh, man. Shar says, lesson learned, wear headphones for open mic live. My daughter just looked at me and asked, Mom, what are you watching? Those can't be real. They are real. You'd be surprised how real. Let's see. Blair says, trying to keep up with typing on a rambling caller, then going back to read my notes, immediately feel bad for the person dispatching while I'm on the call. Right, because sometimes you're typing so fast that you're like fat fingering all the keys and you're like and then you hit enter and you look at it, you're like, they'll figure it out. Because also, you know, while you're typing, you've got you're probably repeating stuff out loud too, right? So that the person on the radios can hear you. So they'll figure it out. Yeah, they got it. Excuse me. Let's see. Once we had a young woman call 911 around 2 a.m. saying that her legs were turning blue. It turns out she had worn a new pair of jeans to the club that night. Oh, they were just new. They weren't that tight. They were just new. Oh, man. Oh, thanks, Gary. There's a new hashtag right there. Let's see. I hope my guy who annually walks down the street in a dinosaur suit on Super Bowl Sunday doesn't see this and get any ideas for this year. I mean, I kind of hope he does so that one of you can take a picture and send it in, because that would be kind of cool. That would be kind of awesome. Gary says, is it against the law? I don't hear any complaints from hydrants. Oh, that's so stupid, because in my head, all I can see is the hydrants going, we're all right with it. Oh, man. That is funny. All right. Well, we are coming up on the hour here for this week's open mic. And I have a story. Actually, hold on a minute. There's another story that just came in. Let me go through this one really quick. Let's see. Totally not dispatch, but had an EMS call where a kid was high on LSD after a slight police chase and being tased. We get him on the back of the truck where he begins to... What? Maybe I should let you all read it. We get him to the hospital, to sedate him as his violent tendencies grew more. Mom finally arrives. Officer asks her first name, last name, and she said, oh, no. that's like a, what is it, Oedipus complex or something like that. My partner and I just stopped and stared at each other, confused if we should laugh or be concerned. I mean, I would have done the same thing. I would have just kind of stood there like, all right. what do you do? Oh, geez. That is crazy. Let's see. Someone called 911 about a machine gun mounted on a car. It was a Google Maps car. Oh, man. That is funny. Okay. I've got a call that was sent in that someone submitted, and I want to read it really quick because I want to see your responses and see if, maybe you have had one similar. Okay, here we go. So fan of the show, fan of the podcast and everything, sent one in saying, lady calls in and says, I need to report a break-in. I just sent my son down to the basement to flip the fuse box on, and he came back upstairs and said, Mom, there's a guy in the basement. What? Can you imagine? Can you imagine being the parent here, right? Like, power goes out, whichever, the thing flips, fuse box flips, and you want him to go back down to flip it back so the power can come back. And then your kid comes back and says that there's a guy down in the basement. What? Okay, there's more though. So apparently there's an outer door that goes down. Or hold on a minute, let me see here. So there's an outer door that goes into the basement, I guess, down the bottom. And the guy that was down there was drunk and had found his way into their basement somehow overnight. But I guess what also happened was the fact that in this call, so the kid goes downstairs, right? Well, he goes down there in the dark, and he can't figure out how to flip the fuse box, and the suspect is all like, oh, here, bud, let me do it for you. And he's the one who turns it on. What? So it's not bad enough that the kid goes downstairs and then comes back and says there's some random dude in the basement, but the kid is downstairs in the dark, can't figure out how to flip the box, and the dude is down there and is like, hey, don't worry about it, I'll hook you up, I'm your Huckleberry. Flips the switch, and he was like, deuces. Oh man, that would have freaked me out, dude. For real. Thank you to the person who submitted that. That right there is crazy, man. That is something else. Let's see, I got a comment here that says, OMG, that's like the guy living in the lady's attic. We thought she was just crazy because she kept calling and insisting she heard people in the attic during the day and the house at night. Dude was legit living in the attic and she didn't know him. Yeah. What the hell? Dude, man, I cannot imagine that shit. Having some fool fall from like the ceiling or something, through the attic, and he's like, oh, yeah, everything is clean up there. And then just walks out. Jill says, no thank you, check please, new house please. Yeah, a lot of people. Sherry says, get that kid in dispatch. He was very calm. It sounds like it. It sounds like it. And Blair says, LOL, just take the house. I'm out. Heather, burn it down. Oh, man. Let's see. Melissa says she finally begged the deputy to check the attic, and he went up there, and the dude had a bed and all. Dude. So he had a bed up there. It probably had some like fruit snacks. Sir, what are you doing up here? I mean, I've been up here for a little while. I just every now and then I'd go down and get, some fruit by the foot. Oh, dude, that is crazy. I'm glad that everything came out fine and that, they got the dude out of there. See, Lisa says, creepy. We get calls of the same transient who lives under people's homes. And when we get there, it's the same guy. Dang. Kelsey says, I long for the day someone lives in my house secretly. We'd probably be best homies. He'd walk out and be like, oh, you live here? Yeah. Oh. You want to hang out? Heather says, I'm sorry, but if he had time to decorate, get furniture, he's been in there a while. Melissa says he was going down to the kitchen at night and getting food. Dude, oh my God, I cannot imagine that. Like, you end up putting a bowl of Jell-O in there, and you're like, oh, fuck, yeah, I'm going to eat this Jell-O in the morning. And then you wake up, you're like, where'd it go? Why is there one cube taken from the middle of the bowl? What dick did that? Oh, man. Excuse me. Let's see. Melissa says, we weren't sure how long. He had the mattress and a futon stored up there, and he plugged in an old lamp. Dude, what? Heather says, now I think someone lives in my attic. Maybe it's not the kids after all. Or a ghost. I mean, it could be that too. It could be a ghost. Sorry. Oh, so he had a mattress and a futon, and he plugged in an old lamp. Can you imagine the people who would go by? Like if there was a window by the attic and everything, they'd go by and say, so-and-so has left their light on again, just up there in the attic. I wonder what's up with that. Little did they know. Some homeboy was up there just hanging out, eating fruit snacks. Oh, shit. Blair says, I refuse to go in my attic or basement alone because of stuff like this. Yeah, there could be someone there just chilling, eating tacos. And all right, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you all so very much. This was so much fun tonight. Thank you. Everybody had a pretty high number, but even if you had a higher number, where's your number at now? I was at a 10. I'm probably at like a 15. I'm still way up there. This is so much fun. Again, I love getting on here with all of you for Open Mic Live every Thursday to share funny, outrageous stories, stuff like this. Again, just taking a little bit of time out of our day to be here together, support each other, and just share these funny stories, because laughing is good medicine. And sometimes when the shit is getting you down, it's good to laugh and be here and share these stories. So again, thank you all very, very much for sharing these stories, and look out for those images. We're going to be doing Dispatch This for Open Mic Live now, putting those pictures out there, having you comment, and then we'll bring them up here and we'll talk and share all this stuff as well, because it is so much fun. Heather says, I was about a 3. It's been a rough couple of weeks, but I'm a 10 for sure. Yes, thank you. That is awesome. My mom says a big kudos to all of you. You're all awesome. Good night and God bless. Melissa says here really quick, as a side note, I don't store anything in my attic and have furniture in the way, so you can't pull down the stairs. Oh, there you go. This broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital as well as Rapid Deploy. If you have any comments, questions, or you ever want to be a guest on the show or on the flagship show, you can email us, and that's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, it's wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. That is @91podcast. You can like us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/Within the Trenches Podcast. This show will always be free, but if you're looking for any bonus content, you can check us out. That is patreon.com/WTT Podcast. And thank you so much, the patrons, for everything there. Got new episode that's coming up, episode 366, another Singing Badly in My Car, and some behind the scenes stuff that's going to be going on with a few things that I got recently. So a lot of good things coming there. You know, all the contributions and everything Patreon from patrons goes toward all the stuff that I do for virtual events and everything. So thank you all so very much for that. I appreciate it more than you know. Again, it's patreon.com/WTT Podcast. And this can be seen on Facebook, Twitter, as well as YouTube. And for the flagship show, Within the Trenches Podcast, you can hear that 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. And I will talk to you soon. I will see you next week. And actually, I do have to say this really quick before I get off of here. For February, I'm going to do a trial run where Open Mic Live, I will start it at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm just going to do this as a test. Again, this is just a trial run. It's just for February. And we'll see how it goes. Either way, thank you so very much. And I will see you next week. And I appreciate all of you, the job you do, and just everything. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.